I have a client who's a 35-year-old mother, and she has a very challenging 8-year-old daughter. In fact, their personalities clash because they're very much like each other. And this child is not cooperative, is defiant, does not listen to her mother, talks back to her mother, and the mother has confided to me, although, of course, we won't tell that out of school, I don't really like my daughter. I don't like her. And sometimes we have a challenging child. We love all our children, of course, but we have a particular child that's difficult and challenging. Perhaps you might not like them as much as another child. So I prescribed a course of hug therapy. I said, at night, I'd like you to do your daughter's hair. At night, before she goes to sleep, I'd like you to take her toward you, and as you sit next to her on the bed, I'd like you to take this brush and brush her hair every night and fix her hair and actually touch her and give her this kind of physical attention. During this process, the mother brushed her hair every night, and she engaged in physical contact and hug contact with her daughter. And as her daughter received this kind of physical attention and physical touch, the daughter's behavior started to soften, and she started to become a little bit more cooperative, a little bit more agreeable, softer in her personality. And after 3 weeks, she began a new type of relationship with her mother. This 8-year-old child craved attention, craved physical touch, craved love from her mother. When the mother gave that love, she became more cooperative. So when we apply this concept of I have a right to respect from my daughter to I have an obligation to give love to my daughter, things can change. This applies also in the husband-wife relationship. Instead of saying, well, I have a right to attention from my wife, how about I have an obligation to give attention to my wife or my husband? This is called emotional support. It's not enough for us to say, oh, you're having a tough time? Too bad, must be tough. Rather, our job as a spouse is to become emotionally supportive by giving to our spouse emotional attention, emotional validation, by saying the following, oh, that must be really hard for you. That must have been frustrating. Name the feeling. Name the emotion. Must be frustrating, must be really angered by that. That must have been really hurtful that they did that. Yes, it was. I accept that. I understand that. Show emotional support by naming the feeling and accepting and validating the feeling. That's a way in which instead of saying, I'm entitled to attention from my spouse, rather give attention to your spouse. And that's called giving emotional support. That's how we can change our relationships by instead of seeing that I have a right to life, I'm entitled to a relationship, I'm entitled to attention from my spouse, switch it around, reframe it. Whether I'm going to give attention, I'm going to be responsible, I'm going to be loving, I'm going to give support to my wife. In that fashion, we can change rights into obligations and change our relationships.